So this week I'm going to talk about how to earn passive income with Yearn Finance. All right. So this is a topic that I'm super excited to speak about today. Earning passive income as a blockchain developer is one of my favorite topics. All right. And so I'm making this video to explain another strategy for doing that. All right. Because I made a video a while back about how to earn passive income with Yearn Finance, the strategy development guide. And in this video, I want to talk about how to do that more in depth. So I want to take this video, go beyond the depth of this video, and also point you to some resources on how you can do that with exclusive resources inside of this membership program, Blockchain Mastery University. So you're going to be getting a much more in-depth version of this, and also some concrete ways on how you can implement the strategy. So another thing I'm going to tell you is this is a strategy that I think is really great. I think it's interesting. It's not one that I've been able to focus on myself yet, right? I talked about how I've kind of got these different passive income ideas, in motion. We've done the trading bots and flash loans, the chain link, all that kind of stuff, right? And this is just one that I haven't had the time to focus on just yet. And so I also want to make this video to kind of explore it and also give you all the resources. And maybe we'll have some people that have this program like jump on this opportunity and have success with it. Maybe we can turn this into a masterclass, all that kind of stuff. That's one of the biggest reasons I'm making this. Some of the biggest reasons I'm making this video. So I hope you all find this interesting and can take these resources and run with them. All right. So let's talk about what is this? All right, how can you earn passive income? Let's start with Yearn Finance. So what is that? Well, basically, it's a DeFi app, right, that lets you deposit cryptocurrency into it for yield farming, right? You can earn passive income just with this app alone. So, let's talk about yield farming in case you're familiar how that works. Of course, we have the DeFi masterclass. If you want to check that out, we have some yield farming videos in the video vault. So let's just talk about it. So basically, this is where you put money into an application. All right, so let's just say some tokens. You take cryptocurrency. We're talking about DAI. Okay, so DAI. Let's see here. So DAI is a stable cryptocurrency whose price doesn't change. All right, so DAI, this is a cryptocurrency. You can take something like DAI and put it into an application. All right, so let's look at an application like your Compound Finance. All right. And basically, you could put DAI inside of here and earn, 9% interest for doing that. Okay. So this is, of course, like on a test network. So this interest rate's pretty high. I don't currently have 97 Ether in this wallet. That's why I was a little confused. So anyways, you can put DAI cryptocurrency into this application, Compound Finance, and it will pay you 9% interest for doing that. And it'll also issue some comp tokens on top of that. So comp is Compound Finance's own cryptocurrency. Okay. So that's the whole idea of yield farming is basically you can put cryptocurrency into an app and earn yield, right? The percentage return on, let's see here, on your cryptocurrency, but you're also getting comp tokens on top of that. So the whole idea of yield farming is you're chasing the highest yield because there's multiple apps, all right? There's like Compound Finance, there's Aave, all right? So you go to Aave, all right? Aave protocol. So Aave is giving you 4.2% on your DAI, right? Compound Finance is giving you 9%, right? You're also going to get a return from Compound Finance with their token, right? So you would increase this yield even higher, maybe it's like 10, 13, 14, 15% yield, okay, et cetera. And so you're chasing yield, right? So basically the whole idea is what yield farming is. You're trying to chase the highest returns across multiple apps. So maybe this app will give you one rate, this app will give you a different rate, this app will give you a different rate. That's what yield farmers do. So basically they say, this one's giving me 10% today, this one's giving me 15% tomorrow, this one's giving me 20% the next day. So they're always saying, I'm going to move my money around from one app to the next, all right, to try to get the highest return, okay? So there are a few problems with this. Number one is basically it's expensive in two ways. One is the transaction fees. So if you have cryptocurrency like DAI, for example, and you want to move it from app 1 to app 2, let's just call these like app 1 to app 2 and then to app 3, then you have to pay the transaction fee for doing that. Okay, so you might have to pay a small cryptocurrency amount to move from this app to this app, and that of course will eat into your profit for yield farming. So let's say you're making like 10%, well maybe you shave off a percentage point here whenever you migrate from app 1 to app 2, maybe you shave off 5 percentage points. I don't know what it is, okay? It's basically eats into your profitability, right? The other thing is your time, okay? Because you want passive income, you don't want active income. That's one of my biggest criticisms of yield farming is it's really active income because you're always like chasing different yields, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? I mean, it just depends on how much money you have. I mean, if you're an investor and that's what you do full time, and you have $1 million or something, maybe millions of dollars, then of course it's super risky. But maybe chasing yield is what you want to spend all your time doing. But if you're a casual investor with a few $100s, few $1,000s, really what you want is something completely passive, right? So that's the problem that Yearn solves. So let's see here. Yearn automates this process. So they have a way where you can basically give your DAI to one app, all right, and then it does all this for you. It finds the highest yield for everybody. So basically, it looks like this. When you deposit it with Yearn. All right. Basically, it's like this. Let's just say 13%, 5%, like 10%. All right. And you have investor one, and then DAI. All right. So I'll show you one bigger. Basically, like imagine 3 investors, right? And each one of them is going to contribute DAI. They all want to chase returns, okay? Well, they all give their money to one smart contract and they just park it and they set it and forget it, right? They give their DAI to Yearn, and Yearn says, like, I'm going to find you the highest yield across different apps. So Yearn will talk to all these different apps on the blockchain because they all use smart contracts on the same blockchain, and it'll look for the highest yield. So whichever one has the highest yield at the current moment, then you can basically it'll just focus in on that one until the yield runs out, or like, hey, maybe the better opportunity comes up. It'll switch to the best opportunity at the moment. So it does this for everybody, which means that these users they pay one transaction fee, or really 2 transaction fees, basically, to deposit and withdraw. And then Yearn does all the transactions in the background. Now, it does them in batches. So it takes everybody's funds and moves them at one time, okay? So it saves on the profitability in that way. So basically, like, if I talk about, each step moving your app, it's going to have to pay gas on the Ethereum network, and that's going to eat into this percentage. Maybe it's like a 1% margin. Well, it has economies of scale here, okay? So let's say it costs like, let's let's say it even costs like $100 to move the funds from one thing to another. Well, if everybody inside of here only has, $1,000 portfolio, then that $100 to move everybody's money for one person is going to be cost prohibitive. But if 10,000 people are inside here and each have $100 portfolios or $1,000 portfolios, and then we move, cost $100 to migrate to the best strategy at any given point, it's not going to eat into profitability as much as like an individual investor. So there's economies of scale going on here. It can find the best yield intelligently so that you don't have to, and it'll maximize your return. That's what the app does. That's why it's so popular. That's why the Wi-Fi token's gotten so popular. Okay. So that being said, I want to talk about a strategy that you can do as a developer to help earn passive income. All right. So this is about Yearn strategies. Okay. So what I'm talking about here in looking for the best yield is talking about strategies. Okay. So you can actually create your own strategies as a developer. So whenever you do this, all right, there's an opportunity to earn passive income as a developer. Okay. So Yearn strategies. So most of what I talk about now, I've talked about in this video. I'm giving you more in-depth explanation right now. I'm also going to show you how you can take some of the code from this program to try to develop your own Yearn strategy. So the Yearn strategies are more complex than just finding an app that has a certain amount of yield. And it's really about trying to play money games, try to maximize yield with debt, leverage, creative strategies where you put some money here, you put some money there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So this is where the creativity comes in from the developers. And this is the sort of the challenge I'm putting out to you all is try to think about these economic games where you can use debt, you can use leverage, you can use collateral, try to maximize return. So I'll give you an example of something you can do is using the yield farming, the DeFi masterclass. Okay. So go check out the DeFi masterclass in the video vault. All right. I'll pull that up right now off screen here. Let's see here. Basically, inside the DeFi masterclass, I show you how to create a smart contract that does leverage yield farming with flash loans and also, basically borrowing against your own crypto to earn more tokens. All right. So I'll play it right now. This is the the DeFi masterclass. Okay. So definitely go check out this inside of here. We've got the code, the description for all this stuff. Okay. So basically, what you do is you create a smart contract that plugs into compound finance, where you can deposit DAI, a stable cryptocurrency's price doesn't change, and you can basically borrow against that DAI to increase the profitability. All right. So basically, what compound finance normally lets you do through the user interface is deposit DAI inside of it, all right? And then you can earn, let's say, 9.26% DAI for depositing, but then you can earn, 9.6. Let's actually go to the mainnet for real numbers here. Sorry, everybody. Let's just go to mainnet. Let's do real math. So DAI is 3% deposit and 4.23% borrow, right? This is the actual numbers right now at the time I record this video. So basically, you can borrow against your DAI that you deposited, and you're also earning comp tokens on top of that. And you earn comp tokens for supplying and also borrowing. So you can't do that through the compound finance interface. Basically, you can only do deposit or withdrawal on the same currency pair. You deposit DAI and then borrow BAT, for example. But if you just want to have one cryptocurrency, then you can basically create a smart contract to let you deposit DAI, also borrow DAI. But you can get even more crazy and use flash loans inside the same smart contract to increase your exposure and maximize it. Basically, what this does is it takes your yield up to 30+%, right? Your APY up 30+% instead of 3%, something like that. All the math and the very, 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 very detailed explanation and the code solution for all this is inside the DeFi masterclass. Okay. It's the entire implementation, a way more in-depth explanation than what I just gave on how to do this. So that is an example of something that you can do inside of here. Because like I said, these things aren't just about finding different apps that have the highest yield. Like a really simple version would be like, okay, Aave's offering 4.2% on your DAI. Comp's earning 3.2%. Like switch to Aave, switch to Comp. That's a really basic thing. You can get way more competitive and give people 30+% APYs. That's what they're really searching for. Okay. So the code solution that we offer inside of the DeFi masterclass is an example on how to do that. That's what I'm saying. So you want to watch this entire multi-hour masterclass with the explanation on that, and then use that as one of these strategies. Okay. So I know that Wi-Fi has used a compound strategy in the past, so they might have already, the particular strategy that I've laid out in the DeFi masterclass may already be implemented inside of Yearn Finance. If that's the case, they may not need they may not need that as a strategy, but that's okay. I'm just giving you an idea of what an advanced strategy would look like that can be implemented inside of Yearn. But the task for you all is to figure out new creative ways to basically search out these DeFi protocols and figure out how can you use flash loans, how can you use leverage, how can you use these economic games to give customers of Yearn a high interest yield on the funds they deposited in the application. So basically, you could look at any of the decentralized DeFi apps on DeFiPulse.com and go through them and see what they're offering and try to figure out some strategies for that. Okay. So let me tell you why it's important, because Yearn basically lets the community contribute to this. It's open source, and you can propose a new strategy. Okay. And if your strategy is accepted, then and it's actually integrated into Yearn, then you can get a passive income reward for developing it. Basically, you'll get a cut of the fees that Yearn generates whenever it makes these switches. So if Yearn processes millions of dollars in transactions and you can get a small cut of that, then you can have a very large passive income reward for contributing this to the project. Okay. So like I said, this is not something that I have yet personally done, but I want to make this video to talk about how to do it, some ideas on how to do it. Because I was thinking about the other day, this is something I'm interested in as part of my portfolio of passive income ideas. How can we do this? Oh, we have the strategy and the DeFi masterclass. Here's how you do it with Yearn, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like my thought process, and it's one that you all can go through and get creative and try to do these type of things yourself as well. All right, just kind of showing you how I think about this and how y'all can do it too. So if you want to do it, I'll walk you through the steps here. Basically, you want to go to the Yearn Finance Starter Pack, all right, and you can look at the examples inside of here. It's basically a project you can just download, all right, and then run the requirements, and you can see how to implement it here. So you go to the contracts, and then strategies, and you can see the other strategies inside of here. So here's a DAI compound basic strategy. Okay, so this may actually be very similar to what I'm talking about. So deposit, all right. All right, so I can't just glance at this and determine what this does. You can definitely read through this as an exercise, but this is an example implementation of a Yearn strategy, right, that could be accepted for the project. And basically what you do is you would just implement the DeFi masterclass inside of here, or a very similar idea, right? You basically write the code inside of this, and then it has to interface with the Yearn controller, okay? And you can see that here. All right. All right. Controller. All right. iController. All right. Yeah, boom. There you go. So basically, you got to basically take the DeFi masterclass, make it compatible with the Yearn strategy, or create your own strategy from scratch and follow this template to make it work. Okay. So you can use these example strategies in here as reference. So what you do is basically you create your own strategy. You go to the Yearn proposals here on the Yearn forum. You create a new proposal, and the community votes on it. And if your proposal is approved, then it gets included in the protocol. All right. You can also look at existing strategies for inspiration here on Field of Yearn. Here are the different vaults, and this is what they do. All right. So we can see here's something that uses compound already. I'll link to this in the description below, and you can take a look at this and see if any of these give you some inspiration. Okay. All right. So I hope you like this video. Again, this is something that I think would be a cool experiment for you all to work on. Again, even if you don't get a strategy accepted into the Yearn protocol, then this is still something that's great to use for your portfolio, especially if you want to be a DeFi developer, you're going to be a Solidity developer. There's no losing situation here, because even if you develop this kind of thing and it doesn't get accepted, it's a perfect portfolio piece. It's a perfect learning experience. If you want to get a job, become a freelancer, be like, look, I developed a Yearn strategy, and that's going to open the door to so many people to take you seriously and take your skills seriously. Okay. So I hope you like this video. As always, drop any questions you have in the Slack channel. Until next time, thanks for watching Blockchain Mastery University.